So Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good evening. Today we are going to present to you about licensing process. My team is lined up with Faizal bin Hamid, Muhammad Yusuf bin Amdan and me, Noremul Aslan bin Rehan. At the second part, we got introduction, licensing deals, licensing of a sports brand's name and conclusions of the part 1. So the first is, we are going to start with the introduction. The rate of individuals licensing their intangible IPs successfully is very low, much less than 10%. They can earn royalty on sales of the IPs if its individuals succeed in have their intangible assets approved. Because certain tips are recommended to land a good license contract. For the IPs, we will explain later. So for the licensing deals, we got 3 steps. Which is first, we start with compile a list of licensing prospect. Second is write up a file and a provisional application. The third is contact all the companies on your prospects list. For the if they ask whether your idea is patented, say there is patent pending. If they ask if it is by provisional or non-provisional, say provisional. If they ask what the idea is, tell them as much as they want to know. Send them a clear and complete description of the product for more information. So to achieve something or success goals, we have a few tips. Okay, so here we got a tips for landing all our license deal. First, we'll start with know your stuff. Be an expert in the sport or field which your IP applies. Be able to identify the competitors, what the potential sports market size is, what is the projected demand for your IP is, and why your IP is the best to meet and satisfy that sports market demand. Next is know the downside. Potential licenses will partly assesses the credibility of the IP based on whether you can present a realistic analysis of the risk the licensee will have to deal with. For example, IP failure, the potential for slower than expected customer adoption. So depends on demand actually. Number 3 is present like a pro. Information should be provided in written form and in oral presentation. Should include market research data, competitive analysis information, patent status and extent of coverage. Include IP specification, IP cost estimates, testimonials collected and all materials that show the potential your IP has in the marketplace. So what is important is written form and in oral presentation. To make people more understand, you should talk in oral so you can explain to them more clearly. Next is get it protected. Most of corporations will not accept any submission of a licensing opportunity or assign confidentiality agreement for which a patent has not yet been issued. Number 5 is Smart. Work closely with your attorney when submitting an idea to a potential licensee to ensure your idea is adequately protected. Never sign a confidentiality agreement or hand over materials to a company without the advice of your attorney. So anything, if you want to sign agreement, you really need advice of the attorney. So number 6 is analyze your target agency. Do research on the potential licensee prior to the pitching them. Check if the potential licensee has the manufacturing and distribution capability you need. If they do, the risk is lessened to a significant degree and they will be much more likely to seriously consider the opportunity. Do not reinvent procedures. It is important to follow the established protocol of a licensee when submitting your idea for consideration. If you attempt to bend the rules, your submission can be stopped. That and it is strikes before even being given a consideration. Number 8 is find a champion. Champion means the best between the rest. So here the explanation is, once you have a clearance from a potential licensee to present your idea, always try to find a champion from within the company who gets excited about your idea and works to pull the idea into the company, and rather than simply attempting to push the idea onto the company. Number 9 is no is an opportunity. It is always safer for the company to say no to an idea than it is to say yes. The key is to be able to overcome the likely negative responses the company will undoubtedly throw your way. You will use what you learn to create a yes next time round. This is mean not be sad or be regret if the customer say no. Just think that no, this is one of the move to improve your stuff. So this is a mean you will use what you learn to create a yes next time round. So number 10 is multiple basket. This is means multiple choice. Relying on a single potential licensee is too risky. Approach more than one potential licensee to increase your odds for success. Play multiple bidders off each other can actually help in the negotiating process by bringing out the competitive nature or more. So next is a licensee of a sports brand's name. Sport brand licensing is a well-established business both in the area of the patents and trademarks. Patents is specialty and trademarks is trademarks of the marks of the brand. So brand licensing did not begin until much later when corporations found that consumers will actually pay money for products with the logos of their favorite brands. Brand licensing. Brand owners and manufacturers have a strategic relationship. The licensor grants the licensee the rights to manufacture and distribute specific products or services under the brand name. Patent is a specialty of the company. Means other company don't have that thing. Like it is exclusive for the company. This is a form of protection that provides a person or legal entity with exclusive rights for making, using or selling a concept or invention and excludes others from doing the same for the duration of the patent. So the next part, which is licensing, applies to business in two ways. I will pass to Yusuf bin Ahmad. Say thank you for the listening. So I will continue with the case study. Here I picked the article of Neymar confirms Puma switch after leaving Nike. Neymar end up $105 million with a Nike 2 years only early. Long-term partnership with Puma also includes off-field apparel. Brazilian reported $25 million from personal endorsements. Neymar is the biggest name. So, what I can conclude from the case is the licensor know what the licensee wants. Here, Neymar have explained why he joined Puma. He want to continue the legacy of the legend football, which is Pele. The legendary mostly use the Puma, so he want to be a part of legendary names. So that's all. Which is licensor get the Neymar biggest name, which is he will be more popular for the Puma brands, and the licensee is Neymar. So Neymar gain their objective, which is joins the sportwear brands Puma legendary name. That's all for the case study.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Isobi Amdan. I will continue our slide about licensing applied to businesses in two ways, which is licensing in and licensing out. Licensing in refer to business become the licensee and acquires the right to an IP from other company. That's mean licensee get the permission from licensor to brand their product, and licensee get the profit from their sale. Meanwhile, licensing out refer to business become the licensor and reaches agreement with another company, allowing that company to produce and market one of its product, apply its brand name, or use its patented technology. That's mean licensor grant the permission to use their own IP, brand or patent. Okay, licensor get the royalty from the licensee. For example, can I relate for the licensee in and licensing out? Adidas and Alisan. Adidas is a licensor and Alisan is a licensee. Adidas get the royalty from the licensee and Alisan get the profit from their sale. We move to the intellectual property. Intellectual property refer to the creation of the mind, such as literary and artistic work, invention, symbol, name, image, and design used in commons. The objective of IP to foster an environment in which creativity and innovation can expand. IP also enable people to earn financial benefit from what they create. IP divided into two categories, which is industrial property and copyright. Industrial property means object for another organization, which include patent, trademark, industrial design. Copyrights mean transferred from one party to another creating. For example, which include literary and artistic work. Okay, next we move to the benefit of sport brand licensing. There are a few of benefit sport brand licensing. We go through one by one. First is expand product portfolio. When you do the sport brand licensing between licensee and licensor, you can expand product portfolio. That's mean in term image of the brand itself or product. Second is drive revenue stream through licensing opportunity. Example, Sport Direct get permission from Nike to use their own brand. Sport Direct get the profit and revenue, and Nike get the royalty from Sport Direct. Next is increase sport brand global awareness. That means all countries know their product. For example, Nike grant permission for Alisan to sell their product. It can help to increase awareness globally and international. Next is inspire customer loyalty and build brand equity. You make customer engage with you. You share your brand new and exciting development or opinion in your space to get user engaged with you. So, business have positive brand equity. And second last, make sport brand more lifestyle. That means, for example, Nike product, which is Air Jordan product, this not only for the basketball shoes, but in all fashion can use the product. This can make the business get a profit from brand more lifestyle sport product. And lastly is provide valuable promotional and retail partnership. For example, Alisan every year do the promotion 50% to make a clearance for their product. So, Alisan get the profit and revenue from their sale. Okay, next we move to the decision whether or not to license a sport brand. Okay, these are factors to be considered. We go through one by one. First, is the new sport product a straightforward extension of an existing product? That means, for example, iPhone product. iPhone product start from iPhone 2G, iPhone 1 until iPhone 12. The demand of sale of iPhone product is highest. Okay, this can extension of an existing product. So the product can be considered. Okay, next is, will the new sport product be sold using the same channel of distribution used for existing product? Okay, that means licensee and licensor must smart to choose channel of distribution for existing product. If the previous channel did not get a profit, so licensee and licensor must change the distribution channel. For example, a channel is online and retail. Okay, next is the new sport product sharing similar production and sales cycles with the company core business? For example, Alisan Company. Alisan Company distributes sport brand such as shoes and t-shirt. Okay, this is a core business of Alisan Company. If Alisan Company distributes new product such as bicycle, this is not core business. So, Alisan Company get a problem and did not get any profit from their sale. And the second last is, does the business possesses sufficient resources and production capability to manage the larger operating base required to produce the new sport product? Okay, that means if licensee have ability to produce product, follow the production capability. Licensor must do a research of background of licensee to make sure licensee follow the requirement. And the lastly is, will producing the new sport product require marketing skill, special, technical, that would require the business to seek expertise it does not possess? Okay, that means licensor must look at the licensee. Either licensee have expertise in the company in term of technical marketing. Okay, technical marketing or technical marketing means the marketing for promote the product. We move to the sport brand licensing process. There are a few sport brand licensing process. We go through one by one. First, explain the term and legal requirement. That means is the contract of agreement, both licensor and licensee. Licensor must tell the detail about the term and legal requirement that licensee must follow. Okay, licensee also give the royalty to the licensor because they use the own product of licensor and advance payment. Period of licensing program, that means the contract of agreement due to the licensee to use the own product of licensor and product of intention. Second is review and approve the sample product. Before discussing the product in greater detail in a company, sign a non-disclosure agreement. Licensee is required to show the product as the quality product is the crucial method. That means licensee produce product that follow specification and material that licensor need. Okay. If the licensor approve the sample sport product, so licensee can manufacture the product that licensor on IP. Okay. Third is review the approved marketing plan. The marketing plan will outline the sale production. That means licensee must show the way how to promotion marketing plan for use that item. Example, the way licensee will develop, position, distribute and sell the related product. Licensor need give a review toward plan of the licensing in terms of using marketing plan. Okay, next, we continue our sport brand licensing process. Okay, the fourth step of licensing process is sending contract and sample graphic. Licensor will provide a copy of agreement for licensee to review. The agreement should include the review of the sample, product and the term and requirement. Okay, that means the licensor provide a copy of agreement to licensee. To measure licensee, take note everything in the agreement. Okay, must show the agreement either agree or disagree of review against sample product that have released by licensee. Okay, next is execute the product and provide the sample. Okay, after the agreement is finalized, licensee will send the final sample product to the licensor. Okay, this is the final stage of the sample of product. Okay, next is both licensor and licensee should keep a copy of the agreement. Licensor should also store the soft copy in the system. That means file and system must systematic because what is must keep a copy of the agreement to avoid the agreement loss. And lastly is review and store the final sample. Okay, licensor should keep the final sample provided by licensee as evidence. All record related to the product agreement should be filled. Okay, that means, for example, licensee produce the t-shirt product. This is a sample that released by licensor. Licensor must store the product. Okay, we move to the licensing agreement. Okay, licensing agreement means the arrangement between the licensor and the licensee are typically laid out in a legal document known as a licensing agreement. That means in a both side, licensing and licensor will do a contract of agreement. Okay, this formal agreement is an important component in a successful business venture. Okay, next, we move to element of licensing agreement. It have three category of licensing agreement. First is financial provision, time frame and quality control. Okay, we go through one by one. Financial provision. Financial provision means payment from licensee to the licensor usually take the form of guaranteed minimum payment and royalty on sale. That means it more everything related to the money. In terms of payment that must licensee pay to the licensor. Royalty that licensee give to the licensor follow the quantity of the product sale. Okay, next is a time frame. Time frame which mean many licensor insist upon strict market release date for product licensed to outside manufacturer. Okay, that means time frame refer to the period of time in terms of marketing. For example, from January to February, licensee do the marketing through the online or social media. You licensee only have 2 months to market the licensor on product. Okay, lastly is quality control. Quality control means licensor may insert condition requiring licensee to provide prototype, mock-up of packaging and even occasional sample throughout the term of the contract. Okay, that means quality control is more to the licensor. Licensor monitor everything of the licensee to make sure the quality is on IP in a good condition. Okay, licensee must follow the way of licensor procedure.
My name is Faizal bin Hamid and I will continue the part 2 of the licensing process. It's the same topic, but it's a different part from the other part. So let's go. For the learning objective, it has 3 chapters to design to help you. First is discuss the process on licensing a sport patent. Second is understand the licensing required by a registered sport agent. And the third is understand the licensing required by a registered sport trainer. First is licensing a sport patent. Licensing a sport patent involves granting another entity the right to use an original process or type of equipment. A company does not give up the underlying know-how that led to creating the invention. Invention is IP. The licensing arrangement states the license only gains the right to use the invention, not the technical knowledge that contribute to its development. The main benefit to companies in licensing patent technology to other companies is that the fees generated may have offset the cost of developing the technology. As we know, this current situation, the technology is involved, but because of the pandemic, this technology maybe not help some other companies. Before contracting potential license, a company should study the market to see how important the patent technology is and to gauge the level of profit margins generally available. This factor will influence the life expectancy of the patent technology as well as the royalties that might be expected from licensing it. Second is registered sport agent. Registered sport agent is commonly we can see in the international, not in Malaysia, because in Malaysia we cannot see so much sport agent because it's not important on the people in Malaysia did not see as the sport agent as the job. A sport agent either directly or indirectly recruits athletes for the purpose of entering into contracts with them. The contract usually entail the extension or the execution of some kind of professional sport service, like linking a professional playing or endorsement contract. Like we can see in football usually, we can see a sport agent will deal with a club to make sure there are some contract in there to make a professional contract. The agent will charge a fee for negotiating and securing this service. Like I said before, in football, for the contract, agent will include the fee that he want to charge. Harsh monetary penalties are possible for rogue agents who operate unregistered or defy the renewal process. All licensing rules apply only to agents dealing with student athletes who have not exhausted their college eligibility. So we go to the next topic. This is application process as a sport agent. First, go online or visit local professional licensing board division. Second is list all the formal training as an athlete agent. For the point is all practical and educational experience, references which is mandatory, details on athlete presented within 5 years of application, any business partners or shareholder in the agency. Third is operate a squeaky clean agency. Declare all past operation carelessness related to your agency. This includes approval, suspension, or any disciplinary action you or your agency. Do not give false information statement on the application. Engaging in criminal behavior or being a party to any student athlete or program incurred suspension or sanction. And the fourth is get a license within the 7 days of a student athlete initiating contact with you in an effort to obtain service. If you do not start the application process with your state board within the state time, the frame you risk having any prior contracts you may have signed with the athlete or professional sport franchise declared null and void. Third topic that I will discuss is registered sport trainer. Licensing of sport agent and trainer start at the league level. Each league sets its own agent qualification, testing, and certification process. The process for becoming a certified sport agent or trainers within a league requires the candidate to fill out an application with a fee payment, then taking a test and attending an informational conference. On passing the test and are certified, the candidate need to pay another fee to obtain official contract from the league to use with the player signs. There are several points that sport trainer will use is provide immediate on-site injury assessment and medical treatment. Second is educating others on safe practice during exercise and sport activities. Third is work under supervision of a licensed physician and with other members of the health care team. So this is a application process as a sport trainer. First is at least a bachelor degree from undergraduate program. Throughout the nation, at accredited tertiary education center, almost 3/4 of all sports trainers hold a master degree or higher. So consider continuing your post-secondary education beyond the first 4 years. Second is know how to handle stressful situation in a calm, control, and authority manner. Registered sport trainer work with different people in difficult and frustrating moments. So excellent social and communication skills are vital in this job. For the case study 2, I will continue with the related for this case study and the sport agent. For the sport agent, I will continue with for the super agent in the world football that is called Jorge Mendes. Jorge Mendes start with one client he picked up in a bar. Now he's complete nearly 200 million worth of Premier League transfer and pocket $18 million personally. This summer, as his influence over English football grows even stronger. This is only for this statement. This is only for Premier League, not for the other league. As we can see, this agent can be a rich man, can be a job that we will look forward. At the beginning of Cristiano Ronaldo 2015 film, Jorge Mendes is in a restaurant reeling of the club who were interested in then babyface Sporting Lisbon teenager. There were no shortage of takers. As we know, Jorge Mendes is popular with Cristiano Ronaldo because he bring the Ronaldo to another club from another club. Juventus, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Valencia, everybody want Ronaldo. Thanks God, Sir Alex Ferguson come to me and said, Jorge, leave it with me. This is the story of how Jorge Mendes and Manchester United getting along to make sure Ronaldo come to Old Trafford. Nothing is impossible, my friend. Nothing. Believe me, trust me. Nothing is impossible. That is the speech that Jorge Mendes said to the Sir Alex Ferguson. Football first ever super agent known as Jorge Mendes runs the Portuguese agency Group Gastifood, which is responsible for the service of 122 players and managers worldwide. According to Forbes, that it itself and influence and control abnormally high. Everyone starts somewhere tough, having failed in his own pursuit of playing professional football. Mendes was a nightclub owner in Portugal when he bumped into Nuno Espirito Santo in 1996. A fledgling goalkeeper attempting to carve a career out of nothing. From the slide also we can see these are some Mendes Premier League deals in summer 2020, which you can see Ruben Dias, Diego Jota, Semedo, James Rodriguez, Matt Doherty, Helder Costa, Carlos Vinicius, and so on. From the deals we can see the market player plus what he can get is not to hike the price and not to lower the price. This is the super agent, or what we call the specialist of Jorge Mendes, because the deal is very easy and not complicated. For the conclusion, part 1 is when determining whether to license a product, experts suggest that emerging firms review their core competencies. If the company has the skill and resource required to produce the product in-house profitability, then manufacturing its own product is advantage rather than selling them to another product. For the conclusion, chapter 2. With a tremendous increase in professional sports salaries, it is imperative that sports agents maintain the highest level of honesty, integrity, and professionalism. This is why our directory contains only certified sport agents. These agents are reputable, known within the industry, and they are certified with the major sport leagues like the MLB, NFA, NFL, Premier League, La Liga, Bundesliga, and so on. This is from our team. Thank you very much, and